You don't remember the first time someone took your photo. You were 3 months old. The headline read, "The world's most anticipated baby has finally arrived." You hadn't even learned to walk yet, and the world had already decided who you were. Think about that for a second. Every person on this planet gets to spend their childhood figuring out who they are. Quietly, awkwardly, privately. You didn't get that luxury. By the time you were old enough to ask, "Who am I?" the answer was already printed on magazine covers in 47 countries. And here's the darkest part. Nobody asked you. Not your parents. Not the public. Not the media machine that had already turned your name into a brand, your face into a logo, and your existence into a product. You were born into a name the entire world owns. And today, we're going to find out exactly what that costs. Level 1. The Golden Cradle. You are 5 years old. The flashes go off, and you think it's a game. You smile, because that's what they told you to do. Smile for the camera, sweetheart. What they didn't tell you is that smile would be dissected by strangers on the internet before bedtime. Did you see the way the child looked uncomfortable? Poor thing, already knows how to perform. Born for this. Born for this. As if being born into something automatically makes you suited for it. Your nursery has marble floors and floor-to-ceiling windows. Outside those windows, there are always cameras. Always. You learn very early that the windows are not for looking out, they're for being looked into. Your toys are the finest in the world. Your clothes are designed by people who have won awards for designing clothes. Your birthday party makes international news. But here's what doesn't make the news. The night you cried because you wanted to go to a playground, a normal playground, and your security team said no. Too exposed. Too risky. You are 5 years old, and the concept of too risky already governs your life. Welcome to Level 1. You have everything a child could want, except the one thing every child actually needs. Freedom. Level 2. The child icon. By the time you reach school age, something strange has happened. Other children know your name before they know yours. You walk into a room, any room, and there is a shift in energy. Adults straighten their backs. Children stare with wide eyes. Even your teachers, professionals trained to treat every student equally, sometimes pause just a fraction of a second too long when they call your name during roll call, as if saying it out loud feels significant. School, for most kids, is where you discover yourself through the beautiful chaos of social failure. You say the wrong thing. You wear the wrong thing. You fall down, and your friends laugh. And somehow that shared embarrassment builds bonds that last decades. Your failures don't stay in the schoolyard. They go global. The first time you trip, literally, physically, trip over your own feet at a public event, it becomes a GIF. Then a meme. Then a think piece about what your stumble symbolizes about your family's declining public image. You are 9 years old, and cultural critics are writing about what your stumble means. And here's the witty part. If you can call it that, every other kid on earth gets to be embarrassing for free. You pay for it in headlines. Level 3. Public property. Adolescence is, by design, the most privately turbulent period of a human life. Your body is changing. Your identity is shifting. Your emotions are a civil war happening inside a body you don't fully recognize yet. For most teenagers, this chaos happens behind closed doors, in journal entries, in late-night conversations with one trusted friend. Your civil war happens on the front page. You are 13, and a photographer, hiding in bushes outside your school, captures you on what happens to be your worst day. Maybe you've been crying, maybe you're just tired, Maybe, for one unguarded moment, you forgot to wear the mask. The photo runs in 17 publications. The caption reads, "Is everything okay behind closed doors?" And this is where level 3 truly reveals its teeth, because the public, the beautiful, consuming, loving, devouring public, has decided something about you. You are not a person. You are a story. And stories need conflict. Stories need drama. Stories need a hero who occasionally falls so that the audience can feel something. Your private life? That's not yours anymore. That belongs to the shareholders. Your relationships are analyzed. Your friendships are ranked. When you smile, they say you're doing well. When you don't smile, they say something is wrong. When you address the rumors, you're defensive. When you don't, you're confirming them. There is no correct answer, because the question was never about truth. It was always the edge of the summit. You are 18 now. Legally, you are an adult. You can vote, you can sign contracts, you can, theoretically, make your own decisions. But here's the quiet irony that nobody puts in the headlines. The infrastructure built around your name, the management teams, the PR firms, the legal departments, the brand partnerships, the security apparatus, that entire machine was operational before you were old enough to understand what a machine was. And now that you're an adult, you are the last person in the room whose opinion about your own life actually matters. You want to date someone? Run it by the team first. Is this person brand compatible? Do they have a clean public record? How will this look in markets where your fan base skews conservative? You want to speak publicly about something you believe in, a cause, a conviction, a truth you've carried quietly for years? Careful. We have partnerships in regions where that stance is controversial. Let's wait for a better moment. The better moment never comes. You want to take a year off? Do you understand what a year of silence does to your cultural relevance? And so you smile, you perform, you deliver the version of yourself that the machine has determined is most profitable, most palatable, most marketable. And somewhere, buried under the brand, under the image, under the carefully curated public persona, there is a person, screaming quietly into a golden cage. Level 5, the untouchable icon. And then one day, you arrive. There is no ceremony, no announcement, no single moment where someone hands you a certificate that says, "Congratulations, you are now officially one of the most recognizable humans alive." You just notice it. You notice it when world leaders reference you in speeches, when your name is used as a unit of cultural measurement. She's the your name of her country. When your image appears in places you have never been, in languages you don't speak, tattooed on the bodies of strangers who feel that you belong to them. And in a very real, very legally complicated way, they're not wrong. Your name has been trademarked in dozens of countries, sometimes by your own team, sometimes by corporations who got there first, sometimes by governments who decided your cultural significance made you a national asset. You are no longer a person who is famous, you are fame itself. And here is the question I want you to sit with. The real one. The one underneath all the drama and the hierarchy and the cinematic music. Was it worth it? Not the money, not the influence, not the ability to walk into any room in the world and change its atmosphere simply by existing. But the other things. The playground you never got to use. The school photo where you learned to smile before you learned to feel. The relationship you ended not because it was over, but because the coverage was damaging Q4 projections. The opinion you never voiced. The breakdown you had in a hotel bathroom in a city whose name you had to check on your phone because you'd been in 4 countries that week. The version of yourself that existed before the world decided who you were. Do you even remember them? Here's what nobody tells you about being born into a name the entire world owns. The world doesn't take care of what it owns. It consumes it. It loves you loudly, publicly, and with the specific intensity of something that knows, on some level, that the love is conditional. That the moment you stop performing, stop delivering the version of yourself they've invested in, the love will redirect, smoothly, without guilt, to the next name, the next face, the next story. And maybe that's the most brutal price of all. Not the lack of privacy, not the loss of autonomy, not the golden cage, as beautiful and suffocating as it is. It's this: you will spend your entire life being loved by millions of people, and wonder, in the quiet moments, if any of them actually know you. The answer, if you're being honest with yourself, is no. They know the name the entire world owns. You, the person underneath it, was never